ಸ್ವಾಗತವೋ ನಿಂಗಕ್ಕೆ ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತವೋ ನಿಂಗಕ್ಕೆ ಮನಸಾರೆ ಬಾರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾವೇರಿ ರಾನಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಮನಸಾರೆ ಬಾರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ದೇವಿರಾ ಪೂಜೆಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತವೋ ನಿಂಗಕ್ಕೆ ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತವೋ ನಿಂಗಕ್ಕೆ.
She sees beyond the eyes can see, experiences lives the way they experience theirs, knows their pain as her own, dreams with them as they dream, travels in time to know their journey. For the pain they have, she sees an answer in them. And because they could not do it for themselves anymore, she becomes the way they could. A known sense in an unknown face, a sense of belonging, a sense of connect, a reality that love is no longer just a word, but a beginning to all those answers within. A journey unfolds with these answers coming to life, diseases going away, hatred melting, relationships finding harmony, compassion filling your life. Passion and purpose find expression. You know that your life blossomed in love and you were not alone. This is Rashmi Aiyappa, to people an eternal friend in spirit, and to the world a spiritual scientist, inventor of Ashwan sciences and founder of Ashwan. She is the source of a science that was discovered with secrets about timelessness and theories about life after death. One science that encompasses the mechanisms of all life forms into a single dynamic format, demystifying the root cause of all unknown, be it a disease, situations of life, relationships, or not knowing oneself at all. She is a creator of a space that has an answer beyond religion, belief, faith, logic, and philosophy. It's an experience. Over the last 18 years, the services invented by Rashmi Aiyappa have impacted millions of individuals, innumerable organizations, and institutions worldwide. The holistic services have brought unprecedented breakthroughs in areas of health and well-being. To name a few, neurological conditions such as epilepsy.
The greatest thing is the epileptic attack. He would get about 21 jerks in a day, which reduced to 5 or 6 in the initial 1 year, and then 2 and 3. Now we've almost stopped the medication. For us, that was a milestone.
Psychological conditions such as depression.
I was free to go off my depression medicines, and that brought about a bigger change in me, because till then I was feeling very sluggish, and even physically as well as mentally there was a lot of I just felt like I had slowed down. I can actually do what I want to do, what I like to do, and none of us need anything or anyone to complete us. We are just complete and whole by ourselves.
Psychiatric conditions such as schizophrenia.
I came here because I was diagnosed with schizophrenic form disorder. Upon receiving healings and speaking with Rashmi, I discovered that that was not exactly the case. I simply had a chemical imbalance in my brain. I stopped taking my medication for 2 weeks now, and I have not heard any more symptoms.
Autoimmune conditions such as rheumatoid arthritis.
During one of those routine checks, the doctor said, "You don't have any such disease in your body anymore." So she said, "Let me consult somebody else." And we went to a rheumatologist, and he went through the report and he said, "You don't suffer from rheumatoid arthritis at all." And that's when she stopped all her medicines. that this happened probably about 2 years ago. This disease has not resurfaced ever since. And I have no words to express my gratitude, my thanks to people in Ashwasan, because but for them, this would just not be possible. So I went back to the doctor, I went through the neurosurgeon, I went through the neurologist, went through the MRIs, and then it clearly indicated that the progression has stopped. In fact, it has actually miraculously worked on removing those damages which was on the neurosystem.
Developmental disorders such as autism.
Small changes came in him. He was more expressive, and definitely his gut showed very promising signs. He was able to digest food, and he had this GERD problem, which was also showing signs of improvement, and he had constipation problem that was also definitely getting better. Ashwasan has worked wonders with him.
Has given us is the feeling of being taken care of, the sense of belonging and security that we get at Ashwasan is beyond words. It really has to be experienced.
And many other non-communicable diseases such as cancer.
But Ashwasan has made me think about myself. I live my life the way I want to live it. They have taught me that there's something more deeper than the things that we crave for. That is to know myself and to live life the way I feel happily. Diseases will come and diseases will go, but we have the courage and the strength to face it, all because I belong to the part of the Ashwasan family.
Ashwasan works hand in hand with medical science practitioners to make a sustained difference in an individual's health and well-being.
I'm Dr. Praveen Popaya. I'm a pediatrician, been practicing for the last 29 years. To me, Ashwasan is hope. Being a person of science and medicine, very often I've come across situations where I have looked for something more than just medicine, and that is where I have experienced this amazing phenomenon of what Ashwasan and Rashmi does. A lot of my patients have benefited, a lot of my patients have experienced this amazing gift of this universe of hope, and have come to me grateful for having given them this I would say direction, and I'm so grateful to Rashmi and for Team Ashwasan for everything that I've done to so many of my patients who've reached them with hope. They've experienced this, they've come out of it, some of them are still with them, and so at this juncture of this milestone event, I wanted to come by and this message of gratitude and gratefulness, and praying that Rashmi continues to do this amazing, I would say, this experience, and grateful to the universe to have given us directions to reach Rashmi and Ashwasan.
Recognized as an iconic leader by Women Economic Forum, honored with the Global Peace Leadership and Excellence Award by World Peace Conference, acknowledged as one of the 50 most impactful social innovators by World CSR Congress. Her inventions and innovative solutions have been acknowledged by the NGO Expo, which showcased the work of Ashwasan Foundation in New York in 2017, and honored with the prestigious Mahatma Award for 3 consecutive years, 2019, 20, and 21, for the contribution made in the area of social good and well-being and maximizing human potential. Awarded as Top Women CEOs of India in 2021 and 2022 by Women Entrepreneur magazine, listed by Forbes India as a visionary founder for Appian Software in 2023, she continuously offers her inventions for human good and to enable people to experience their infinite potential. At Kodagu, Rashmi Aiyappa is creating a retreat center which will have a structural design that replicates the subtle energy techniques invented by her to enable people to experience the science behind her inventions. Ashwan Retreat Center will be a space for every individual to find life-transforming solutions for health, education, corporate growth, empowerment of the youth, and the differently abled. Such an initiative has been brought forth to the world for the first time. She creates a space of experience for you to explore infinity within, beyond time and space into a world undiscovered. In spirit with Rashmi Aiyappa.
Ellarku namaste. Greetings to all my glorious Kodava community. A special thank you to Connecting Kodavas to have organized this magnificent event. This is a dream come true that we have finally made the initiative to come together in such a beautiful forum to bring all the Kodavas under one roof to remind them of how special and how unique we are. Thank you for taking the time to see a little video about Ashwan and me. There is very little to speak about me. It all started with my birth. I was born with a different experience, and as a child, I thought everybody was like me. But as I grew older, I realized that some of these experiences, like not having a time zone, I would see past, present, future all at one time. I would also be able to see experiences of a person in the form of mechanisms, and then be able to say that the body would actually be creating a disease out of it. While I lived with these experiences, with time, I realized that I will be led and I will be shown exactly what I have to do about it. My father, very lovingly called as Jatta, played a very, very important role in my life, spiritually. My mom, Jukka, played a very beautiful role to nurture me. One of the most important things that my father conveyed to me when I was a little girl was that, Rashmi, you're like this book that's getting written. You have to wait for that entire book to get completed, one chapter at a time. And then you will know why you are seeing the world differently and what you can do about it. And it's just this beautiful environment of love that I was surrounded by. It never let me question my experiences. It made me live with it like a little curious child celebrating every experience. Finally, when I turned 30, it all culminated for me. Physically, I went through a process of death in which memories of my time, my experiences before that were all lost, erased, and sporadically, very few memories were remaining of it. I instantly remember getting down from my bed and walking up to my father and saying, I have to register Ashwasan, which meant that as a human being, we live with experiences, and if we embrace it completely, we will be led to the purpose we are born for. We will be prepared completely to render that purpose. And thank God, I accepted and lived with it very gracefully. The day Ashwasan was born, 2005, 23rd May, my birthday, for the next 6 months, I was frantically writing theories. Although I was so bad in math and physics, I have no idea how I wrote theories after theories. And every life that walked from the door, I would know exactly how that disease was created, and I would create techniques that allowed me to address that particular condition. In this, I would like to share with everyone the most important message I was shown is that I was here for nature preservation. The one thing that's a takeaway for every single person who's walked into Ashwasan is that they go through a physiological change and go back to the real biological age that they belong to. Which means that if not all of us, most of us are living a conditional life that's layered mechanisms that are not our real expression of the infinite life that we are. And therefore, we are creating multiple diseases. So most clients, out of fun, take a picture before they start and a picture after they end and see a dramatic change, and they say, this is an anti-aging process. While they come for various health conditions and maybe relationship problems, but they go back as a whole new person, like a newborn baby. We are nature worshippers, as we are as Kodavas, but so is Ashwasan. 18 years ago, in a dream, I drew this map. It had a structural design that replicated my techniques. I drew that map for 6 hours at a stretch. My pen stopped. I looked at that out of wonder. I'm not an architect. I can't draw very well. I was surprised to see the calculations and the details that were sketched out of my hand. That entire map was a print of the formulas that will go into these physical structures. And I kept it closed into a file, and 18 years later, last year, I was constantly getting premonitions of going to a particular piece of land in Cook. And believe me, coming from an army background, I'm not very familiar with Cook, and I really don't have an idea why I was led to that particular place. As I reached that place, my entire team was in tears because that place was an exact replica of the map that I drew 18 years ago. This is an endorsement from the universe and maybe the journey I have traveled, that Ashwasan's beautiful retreat center that's going to be designed and constructed in Coorg was meant to be. I look forward to all your blessings, good wishes, to make this a success so that this retreat center can involve so many of my fellow Kodavas in various professional fields and also occupational fields on one side. On the other side, the most important, hoping that this will put Coorg into the world map, because this has never been done before. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day, everyone.
Bupanda Rashmi Aiyappa inga bari child takparandatu andane aingakku oru seriya felicitation na kuda nanga bechandittu felicitation Dr. Sujata Nainga Nuchimanda Sujata Nainga Marnu Nankotovi.